Ladies and gentlemen, the wise man is here. The wise man is here. You know what it is. You know what it is. We got to talk about this. The wise man is here in the building. Uh-oh. Who is the fifth member? Who is the fifth member? We about to change the title to the whole thing. 4 versus 5. He talking about it. Let's go. Let's go. Who is it gonna be? Punk? Is it Brock? Someone else? Don't do this. Why my internet? Yo, chill. Yo, we gotta get the other joint. We gotta bring it up on all accounts. Yo, come on, 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 come on. We gotta bring it up on all accounts. Oh my God, how my phone gonna act like this? God, why have thou forsaken? Why have thou for? Come on, man. Oh my God, come on, bro. Oh, media playback. Oh, tripping. Oh my God, dog, this is insane. Why now? Why now? Why now? Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't even got it. Oh no, my phone's active for 2 phones down. 2 phones down. Ladies, yeah, y'all, I need y'all in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I might have to switch over to Twitter. I might have to do something crazy right now. Who am I? I'm about to kick my kids off the Wi-Fi. You, hell no, I'm about to kick them off. You know what I mean? Like they gotta go, yo. They gotta go. Paul Heyman in the building. He's saying something crazy. I don't even know what he's saying. What he's saying, chat? You know what I'm saying? Keep me up to date. Keep me up to date. Keep me up to par. How we gonna have this happen? Oh my God. Oh my God. Why would this? This is like having people over for a big fight party and you got roaches and they want to come out at that time. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. We done. Who didn't pay? Oh, that's crazy right here. All right, we got other means. We got other means of let's get it. Let's get it. The chat silent for the first time ever. Oh my God. Here we go. No, I can't see my shit. How we feeling about this match? I need the ending. I need the ending, y'all. Somebody say something in the chat. What Paul Heyman talking about? My whole shit is froze. Oh my God. I need the chat. Okay, got it. I got it. I seen this part. I seen this part. Come on, man. I gotta fast forward and pump, pump, pump right through. Oh man, it's crazy. The wise man. Well, when in doubt, we gotta. Yo, this is an ugly one, y'all. This is an ugly one. This is worse than having roaches at the fight party, y'all. Yeah, fuck that motherfucker. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up with the internets? Yo, King HP's internet is interneting. You know what I mean? It's intermittent. His internet and is intermittent right now. Oh man, I've never had this happen before. It's CM Punk is the fifth member, and it won't even play. It's giving me a screen. Oh, come on, man. How are we gonna stop? But it's fire. It's fire. It's fire. Oh my God. Now, how do you feel about that swerve with them using Bronson Reed, right? Because I think we all thought it was Seth Rollins. I think people felt like that was going to be Seth Rollins based on the still. I gotta change the name of this. Roman surrenders. Now we gotta say CM Punk is the fifth member. Paul Heyman returns. It's pandemonium. Can we do that? Yeah, we could do that as we talk about it. So but how do we really feel? You know what I'm saying? Do we are we cool with Bronson Reed now being the guy, or would you have rather had a guy like, let's say, Drew McIntyre? Would Drew McIntyre have fit better? Yeah, we gotta change that title. Chat, y'all quiet. I mean, I need y'all to let me know what the business is. Is that gonna be something that we would have wished for, or does Big Bronson Reed deserve this shot? because this is a big spot. I think he does. I think he does. CM Punk returns with Paul Heyman. How we doing with that? Yeah, that's crazy. We gonna keep that as the title. Yeah, we're gonna do that for the title. So that's why we'll do that. Boom. We definitely gotta. I gotta change it on all of them. Yeah, we're gonna have to change it on all of them.
Mustard. What's
Yeah.
up, man?
What up? What up? What up?
Kendrick Lamar done dropped the album. CM Punk is back. Paul Heyman is back. Hell of a
I got the worst
Friday.
internet in history.
Who you?
Worst internet in history. Hell yeah. That shit cut. That's my
Yeah,
show shit cut
it's all
right
good.
before
It's
Paul
all
Heyman.
good. I said it. I said it. I said Punk returns with Heyman, and that'll be a good 5.
You said, hey yo, in the chat, when Archie said that, I
I
thought
said
everyone
that.
was convinced it was gonna be
And you was
Seth
like, "Oh,
Rollins,
that's a
bro.
good idea." I said it. I don't take credit for things I didn't say, but I
Oh,
thought
you talking about in the theory crafting.
I don't know, but I said it. It's cool though.
If
I
you talking
like it.
about theory crafting, I think it's been said on the
Hey, if you
pod that
say something enough times, it eventually becomes the truth.
how we feeling about this? Are we good with this, or
It makes
did we
sense.
want well, what about from the Bloodline 2.0? They went and got Bronson Reed, right? Which leaves Seth Rollins out the mix for
I think
Survivor
you get
Series.
Bronson Reed anyway, because he's the monster in WWE right now. Who else is the monster?
I mean, but do we even have to do 5?
Hey, they just
You
they
know,
have to do something because the Bloodline 2.0 beat the original Bloodline already. So they had to, we need help. Remember, that was the whole thing. We need help. We need more manpower. So
right. But I'm saying, so leading up to, we'll say about when we found out there was a fifth member, right? Like a couple weeks back, the fans seemed like they wanted like a 4v4 bloodline business only. And then it morphed into a fifth guy. Are we okay with that? Do we like what we got now? Or do we kind of wish it was still more OG Bloodline versus Bloodline 2.0?
maybe
Bloodline
this was
business.
all to bring back Punk and Heyman. You had to tie them in some kind of way because we knew Sammy was going to be a part of this some kind of way.
And
We
why do
knew
we have
that.
to tie? But Heyman was the easy tie-in. I mean, he just comes back as the wise man.
Yeah, but the
They,
wise man brings it back. That's a great way to bring Punk back because he's a CM Punk. He's a Paul Heyman guy. So I don't know, but I was okay with it. Like again, like I told you, this might be Punk's pay per view. This is CM Punk is to War Games what Brock Lesnar was to SummerSlam. He's gonna come back. But
yeah, it's awesome. Saucy, I'm with you. Why do we need 5? Like, I'm still not understanding how to Bronx like when you had the 4v4 it was bloodline business. You have Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed that you could do on Survivor Series, and you have anything you want for CM Punk didn't leave at the hands of the bloodline. He left on his own recognizance. He just wanted to take a break.
War
So
Games is 2 rings, and we got to fill it up. We got to give them something. You know what I'm
I
saying? You
don't
got to
know.
fill them.
I
You
think
got to fill both rings up and have something going the whole time. And this is going to be a pivot for Punk too, because Roman didn't look too sure. So we'll see.
it's going to be an interesting war games. There's a couple other questions I have though.
As much as
So
I
now,
I
Steph,
talk smack about CM Punk and call him fragile and all that, that's somebody I would want to go to war with.
oh yeah, he gonna do a great job. He gonna sell the t-shirts. He gonna get good. He's gonna get you good on the mic. I mean, you only got one SmackDown left, but CM Punk on TV with a mic in hand is always it's
And
always must see
he's
TV.
talking next week. He didn't talk tonight. So
Oh
CM
yeah,
Punk,
absolutely,
and that's
absolutely.
going to sell the match. You need Bloodline 4v4. That's a good burger, but you got to put the cheese on. They're selling it like I said. And Punk is a draw. Punk is a huge draw. I don't know how interested people would have been with just being Sammy being added. You had to do something in there.
I'm gonna
Sammy
disagree.
doesn't
I
get you to
think
win. Sammy doesn't get you to win.
I don't know. I think Sammy. So they had the issue with the 3-on-3 because they were always outnumbered. They really just needed somebody to hold the numbers because on paper, Bloodline OG Bloodline is way better than the new Bloodline. On paper, like it's not even close. The amount of championships the new Bloodline is held, they can't hold singles championships. They only got that, and it's all off the strength of Jacob getting the tags.
But we're talking about a fight. I,
We talking about a
I don't
fight,
want to
but
fight
the
Jacob
OG
Fatu.
Bloodline is.
I don't want to fight Bronson Reed. Solo
But no,
Sokoa
no,
was
I'm going.
built.
We're going. We're take Bronson out the equation because you still got people in chat talking about 4v4, and for the longest time leading up to them announcing Bronson Reed and saying they told us there was a fifth member before they announced Bronson Reed. Fans was trying to figure out who would be their fourth member, and fans seemed to be okay with 4v4, so they added Bronson Reed. Okay, but now where does that leave Bronson Reed with Seth Rollins? Right, like you just abandon a storyline to throw him into a storyline. CM Punk, you can make CM Punk fit because CM Punk was the one that Paul Heyman went to when he was in duress for the bloodline. Take me with you, please. And then
Huh?
he talked, he said they were a ripoff. He was talking that shit. So CM Punk actually does fit. But Bronson Reed is like, yeah, you're a monster.
He's
We
the
just want a
bully.
big motherfucker
He's the
with
bully.
Jacob Fatu.
Look at what he did. Braun Strowman, Seth Rollins. He went on he was on a hot streak for a minute. So
He was
you
on a hot streak.
you take the hot guy and add him to the hot thing because I'm not looking at this as a wrestling match. I'm looking at it as a fight. And when we
I
line these
think I
people up one on one in a fight, the Bloodline 2.0, they got them hands over there.
so let me ask you a question because you just brought it up, right? Bronson Reed was on a hot streak, looking good in the ring,
He's still going to
being
be
good
hot
on the
after
mic.
this. This is doing something for him.
So here's what I'm saying. I just made a comment about the Bloodline 2.0 is on paper nowhere near close to the original Bloodline. Do you think Bronson Reed, even though he doesn't bring titles, but he brings what he just domination, decimation, destruction, carnage, street fighting, beating the shit out of people week after week? Do you think that really him and Jacob fought too? I think the crowd is starting to whisper. Like I keep seeing on Twitter, him and
Remember
Jacob will be
the
crazy.
APA, what they do? They had nothing to do with nothing, but they were hired guns. You pay me, I do the job. Bronson Reed is there. He's hot, and he's in some good feuds, and he's not looked bad in months.
Right. Oh, shout out to Vinny and Andy Chin. I see y'all kind of saying the same thing. Y'all said it would be dope if it was Brock. You wish it would
Hey
have been
Vinny,
Brock.
I called you out. You didn't even respond. I'm gonna leave that alone though.
I, I don't think Brock fits the storyline for the bloodline, even though he has so much shit. That was loud. Even though he had so much beef with Roman, the reason why I say Punk fits was because you had to bring Heyman back at some point. Heyman got beat to sleep by the
I
Bloodline
think
2.0.
Brock, the scales lean too heavy to the left if you bring in Brock Lesnar. You're not beating Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns on the same team. This is still somewhat can go either way. You know what I'm saying? The only wild cards is really like Sammy and Tama Tonga Tamaloa. So I mean
It's kind of lower, bro. He's the only
Jacob
one who I
Jacob is a like I said, I'm not viewing this as a wrestling match. I'm viewing this as a fight. So if we're going to fight, I don't want to fight Jacob Fatu. I don't want to fight Bronson Reed. You know, Solo was built as what? Before he was the right hand, he was the street champ. He was built as that. So these are fighters. So I'm looking at it as a fight versus a wrestling match. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a fight.
yeah I I think it'll be good. I think Punk is your wild card to this because he brings the flair.
Oh, he
He's
sold it.
going to
Whoever wasn't on board, he sold it, and he's gonna sell it again next week. Like the eyes are on it because you want to see Punk back. Then you know what the real wild card is? Drew McIntyre.
I hope they don't do it. If they would have never did a third Hell in a Cell match, yes, I would have loved to see it. However, if you open that can of worms, it's gonna feel like you fucked their trilogy up because
Well,
they
if
had
he
a
just
classic and it's
interferes,
done.
that can turn into something with him and the bloodline of maybe him and Bronson. Hey, you interfered in something that had nothing to do with you. So it could go, as long as it doesn't prolong their story, is what I'm saying.
But the person who's going to interfere is probably going to be two people, right? One, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins can't stand Bronson Reed right now, and Bronson Reed is in a match where Seth isn't. So it kind of like
But honestly,
that's weird
bro,
right now.
you don't need interference. It's war games. You don't need it.
No, but you got to keep your storylines going because okay, let's not forget you have multiple storylines going on with multiple wrestlers not on card. Randy Orton is not on card.
This they wrote
He's
him off as
injured.
he's hurt. So
Right. You have Seth Rollins not on card, and he has a storyline in current time, in real time, with a guy who's now been brought into a match who all of a sudden just stopped talking about Seth Rollins. So it's kind of like, you know, and you have Cody Rhodes, your champion. They still ain't announced a match for him for War Games, and it's looking like him versus KO is going to be Saturday night main event,
yeah, they mentioned
not
that.
War Games. So, I'm trying to do the research. Has there ever been a time in WWE history the WWE champion didn't appear on one of the main four pay-per-views? Main four is Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Those are your first four. Those are your main four.
Hey, Cody making history.
And they asked for him tonight. They even
Yeah, I
used that
don't like
reference.
the fact that he said we could do it in Utah. We could do it at Saturday night main event. I don't like that. I don't like that. That shouldn't have been said tonight. I'd rather
Well,
it
it's
still
being
be up in the
said.
air versus you telling me that that's where it's going to happen at. Because that was the seed. He
Right.
planted the
I see what
seed.
you're saying. No,
So,
but the reality is they're planting the seed on purpose because they know they're putting that they don't want they want the bloodline to headline. The
but see,
bloodline
that's the
storyline will
thing.
headline.
If this bloodline match cooks and something else grows in between now and Saturday main event, he's still going to be looking crazy.
He's always what'd you say? Cody will
Let
let anybody hit.
anybody hit.
Cody's already looking crazy to me because I'm like, why is he not fighting on one of the big four? If he's such a draw, people want to say these things about Cody. He sells. I've said it. Sells merch and all that shit. I get it. I've never. Someone correct me, and I'm not talking about secondary titles and shit. I'm talking about world champion, the company man,
Welcome.
not
Welcome to the
being
dark
on one of the
side.
big.
Welcome home. The Jerry Hill turn. We watching the King HB Hill turn. The Hills, baby.
I just think that's crazy. You should be bagging double duty. Yeah, you're gonna be on
Here's the
Sunday,
thing. Here's
Survivor
the
Series.
thing. When you are the face of the WWE, you are the quarterback. Your starting quarterback plays in every game. He damn sure plays in the playoffs. So for some reason,
God, shall we see you on Instagram? What up? What up? What up?
the starting quarterback is not starting, and that's a little weird.
Now, let me ask you this: they may have learned. I know this is a bullshit question, but I'm
Shout
gonna
out to
throw it out
James
anyway.
Winston, man. James Winston is amazing.
Um, the Ultimate Warrior was champion at one point, and one of the big things was Hulk Hogan interfering by still being booked in the main event role when Warrior was champion, and it took away from his. Do you think that like, hey, if we're gonna have Roman on the card and a big storytelling moment, this is one of those check
Jay-Z
marks
said
in
it
storyline.
best. You dudes treat the one that you loving with the same respect that you treat the one that you humping. They're treating Roman Reigns like he's still the champion. That's what's
Roman Reigns
happening.
opened one pay per view.
He's still being booked as the guy, which I'm okay with because that story is so big. Pause. The bloodline, it's the hugest thing in the company 3 years ago, and it looked like 3 years moving forward. We're gonna be tied to this bloodline thing for a while because
Yeah, about another 2 years.
we still have possibly women getting involved. We still have a bunch of new signings getting involved. We still have
Yeah.
one-on-one beefs we can get involved, and we still have The Rock.
But here's where I want to say something in regard to what you said. Because you said 3 years, I say about two. You said 2 to 3, I say about two.
That's
Because I can see it like you're
long,
saying.
HP. That's a
But
long time.
no, you're right, 100%. Because I see it too. but I think it dies down dramatically. I think this becomes the NWO all over again if you do it wrong. Because two bad PLEs send this shit to like we don't care no more. It's gone on too long. We want to see something different. And the whole bloodline is revolved around Roman. It has to be because no one else. Well, Jacob probably could take over and lead, and people will follow it. But outside of them two, no one has the interest. Jay Uso takes over, maybe. But Jacob we might follow that. If Jacob's like he's ruthless, he's aggressive, I love you so. What was that tweet he sent out? He said some wild shit talking about I thank God for waking me up so I can say I love you solo or some shit. Like he's in character. He's 100 miles an hour.
Bronson
However,
Reed has been wilding on the internet lately too. Bronson Reed been in his bag.
Bronson Reed needs to. You know how you talk about faces of the company going forward. He's one of those guys. He's not going to be the face, but he's like when you had John Cena behind him, you had Orton, Cena, Kurt Angle. You had all these other guys, right? That's where Bronson Reed will be. You need a good monster who can talk on a mic, who you can give a championship to for a couple of months here and there. He always looks the part. That's Bronson Reed. That's Bronson Reed.
Bronson
He
Reed.
got it. And same thing with Jacob. He got it. They give them bikes, you ain't got to worry about it.
But they don't, and that's the thing. We have to look at the ceiling, right? Because they don't look the part, but they play the part very well. They don't look
Who
the
don't look
part.
the part?
I mean, they don't look the upper card part. They don't look Cody
I
Rhodes-ish.
I
They don't
I,
look Roman
I beg to
Reigns-ish.
disagree. I beg to disagree. If you put him in there, and this is why I say that, when he did a face to face with Randy Orton, the crowd went crazy. Randy Orton's top tier. He did his face to face with Kevin Owens, crowd. Now I'm not talking about Bronson. I'm talking about Jacob specifically. Um, who else has he done face to
I
face with?
still don't think the WWE universe is really super like to that boiling excited point that they're going to get to about Jacob.
But you only get like one or two. Like when Stone Cold and Rock were on top, that's usually a rare phenomenon that happens in every couple of years. When Hogan was at his pinnacle, there really wasn't anybody else. There was a
I
couple
don't
guys
even see
close.
how you would book, or I don't know how you would even sell the bloodline members not in the bloodline, right? We know Jimmy and Jay are Usos, they're tagged. We know Roman is solo. I don't know, or Tama Tonga, Tama maybe it'll be a tag, but I don't know how you book Jacob and Solo outside of the bloodline.
Easy. Solo is going to be the one who gets more hurt in the process because he doesn't have the good mic skills and personality.
Jacob is what
He's
they
been
wanted
swapping
Solo to
person.
be.
Yes, Jacob is exactly who they wanted Solo to be. So that's where the problem comes now for Jacob. Easy booking because when he would decide first, he can take over the bloodline for Solo, where he throws Solo out, and then we have a whole new bloodline story where Solo is trying to get back with Roman. Roman like, I know you, dog. I know you. You? Hell no.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
now
This
Solo got
story,
a family.
bro, we're gonna get bloodline 2030. We're gonna be talking about this shit. It
Jacob
can
Fatu's
go, it
son is
can
in the game.
go, it can go, it just can go. And again, I don't want it to become the NWO. NWO at the end
Neither, bro.
was not good TV at all. Even
I
DX at
agree.
some point got a little all right now, like all right. So some
Yeah.
things can go a little long in wrestling, and we looking at it like all right, hey, you used to be beautiful, but this bloodline thing is like Paul
He used to
Heyman
be
said, we
beautiful.
ain't even 10-20% into the story yet. I don't even know what that means.
He said that like a year ago too. So at this point, we got to be around 30%, and that's a long way. It's not even
That's a
halfway.
whole nother 70.
Hmm.
70 more
I just
percent of
think.
this? That's wild.
I just think.
I
I
just
don't know.
don't like Roman Reigns looking as weak as he does. We've never seen him look this
I
weak.
don't. I don't. I don't want you to confuse weakness with him getting snuffed out. Snuffed out means he's going. He's ain't no one person came and dominated him yet. That's
Roman
when he
don't
looks weak.
take pins, bro.
Yeah, but he takes. I agree with you because I thought the wrong person was pinned at the PLE.
Roman
I
just
did. I
looked. We
said that.
need. I never seen Roman beg for help. You was in the shit. Roman. That's the thing. Roman's been part of top factions and dominant for a while. The Shield came in
But
hot.
Romans always jump motherfuckers from day one. The Shield, they was jumping motherfuckers from day one. Now Roman
I
getting
just don't
jumped.
like it. You know, it's like when Debo
I can.
got hit with
Hey,
the brick. How you knock Debo out, Craig?
hey, it's got to
It
happen, and
happens.
Roman's got
No,
to.
and see that's the other side of this. We're going to get back to Super Roman at some point. And what does that look like? Does it look like the tribal chief? What does that look like? Does Roman roll solo after this, or is the bloodline just going to be a faction forever?
No, I don't think it'd be a fact. Nothing's a faction forever, except for the LWO. The motherfuckers
Well,
have
you can.
stuck
I'm
around
just
for.
meaning because the Usos are there, Roman's there, they're cousins. Like that's an easy tie-in for the rest of their careers. They can just say they bloodline. It's kind of like Horsemen. The Horsemen never broke up. It just
That's true.
so
That's true.
I don't know, man. Who put Jade Cargill through the car?
Yo, this is a good question. This is the
And
murder
why
mystery for the
they
women now.
still are? Jade Cargill is becoming kind of gimmicky.
What you mean?
She's yet to do it on her own. It's always something. It's always something. Who put her through the car?
Listen,
And is this their way of getting her out of this match?
yes, because it was the way to get her and Bianca out. They don't want to do that yet. They're saving it for Mania or another bigger pay per view down the road. It's
And this match made
because
no sense. Like they just said, let's get the Women of War Games match because there's no real static in this match.
no, it's for but which match? But remember, it's for the
I'm
women's
talking
U.S.
about
title.
the Women's War Games match.
Oh, what you mean?
It,
The women's war game match might be the most active. It might be the show stealer. You got Tiffany Stratton on the same side as both champions. Is she gonna be like, "Yay, I'm gonna help you guys" when I can pin one of you motherfuckers at a moment's
well,
notice?
that's what I'm saying. The story is not like Bloodline. Bloodline is a story. There's no real beef here. It's just a side story in the match. Is what I'm saying. It's not
Yeah,
like
but they put it
we have to put you and you in the cage to settle your differences.
no, right. But they put together. I mean, every so often WWE does some weird things. You remember when they? I think it was
Every so
'97.
often, every other week.
Well, I mean, they did a Survivor Series one time where they mixed up heels and the villains, heels and the baby faces, and it was like Shawn Michaels, Sid, Ahmed Johnson, and like Vader or some shit taking on like it was a
Pearl River
weird
Plunge.
yeah, and then on the other side it was like Razor Ramon, British Bulldog, like it was a weird combo. They could have made a good side and a bad side. However, they chose to mix it all up to create the
Will
turmoil.
we ever get a traditional Survivor Series match again?
Randomly, sometime in the future, yeah, but not this year. I don't even know all the matches. I know the women's match.
Men's
I know
match.
of the Bloodline. Are we gonna get Shinsuke versus LA Knight? Because Shinsuke looking dark right now, and I like it.
Shinsuke.
And I think you need to give him a title. Take that title off him, off LA Knight, put it on Shinsuke, and let people start chasing Shinsuke. And now, and him in his dark version, all of a sudden Shinsuke's back. We don't forgot you took him off TV for fucking 5 months, and had him cold as hell. But now he's hot, and it could work. It could work. Just give him that title and let people chase him. He's gonna put on great matches, so
Yeah,
it's not like
Shinsuke
he's
is
gonna
a
keep
draw.
valuing the belt.
Shinsuke could be your champion, like your big champ. Like
Yeah,
Shinsuke
yeah,
Nakamura is that guy.
Then let him drop that title. Boom, and then he go after Cody. Cody will let anybody hit.
Shinsuke should
It
win
ain't
that
like
US title and be like, I don't want this. Drop it. And then go after Cody. I don't want
yeah,
this.
this is not what
Yeah.
I'm here for.
Not they.
Yeah, I'm
But
here to create my own
and Cody
story
was
and
out
other
there
people's.
wilding. Why are you messing with Carmelo Hayes? So you can't handle the truth.
Here's how you can bury good talent. Yo, shout out to you, Ghost Dini. We see you in the chat. CM Punk versus Roman. Roman is the face. I think we would get that down the road over some Paul Heyman beef because that's the wise man. That would be a good move for WWE to
That's
do.
what I was saying.
It'll
That it's a lot, bro. This bloodline thing, and this is I could see Roman and seeing this becomes a thing. When you needed help, I helped you out. You know what I'm saying? Like that Roman, I didn't ask for your help. It could be a
and wise man being caught in the middle. When the bloodline was beating your ass, did you go to Roman or did you come to me?
mm-hmm.
Mm, mm. I don't know where this came from, but I'm for it. Yo, Ghost Dini 13. Yo, I didn't even know I needed CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, but
That'd be fire.
I need,
That'd be fire.
I need that shit. I need that shit. And Paul Heyman directly being involved and not knowing which side to choose is great. Is great.
Plus, there's
Yeah.
always the beast, the Brock Lesnar fact is always there. So
Woo!
I'm talking about them Paul Heyman guys. That's why I said when you talk about managers all time, you don't get a CM Punk or Brock Lesnar and the Roman Reigns
As far as people, here
and a
we go getting
Dangerous
off the,
Alliance.
and they're all within their own ability to be active currently, which would be crazy. That would be
That's
nuts.
a dream
Nobody's
match. That is a dream match.
yeah. I agree with that. That would be crazy. Paul Heyman be the referee too. Fuck it. You gotta count. You're
You
gonna
got
see who the best.
you gotta count one. You gotta count one of the Paul Heyman guys out the match. Holy shit!
Yeah. Yeah, Paul Heyman.
And are
And
you gonna call it down the middle?
oh
That's fire.
that
Who
WWE, if you
who
need
said
some
that?
writers.
Go. You said Ghost Dini.
Ghost Dini popped up. Ghost Dini
Shout out to
13, he
Ghost
popped up
Dini,
with the
man. You gotta tap in more often. I like that.
yeah, CM Punk versus Roman. Roman is the face, Punk is the heel.
I see. That's
I'm with
that's
it.
another interesting point. I don't know what Roman is after this.
Right. Right. Is he a face? Is he a
Is he
heel?
a
Is he a
heel? Is
mixture?
he? I don't want him in between. You gotta lean in because Tribal Chief was a heel.
He's definitely a heel. But they
So
have him still doing heel persona shit. Remember when he snapped on Solo and Solo was like, ah, there he is. He's like, and do what?
the way
Heel.
he looked at Jay when Jay was doing all this, he was tonight. The way he looked at Punk, like Roman's face says everything. You know, some people, you know, that makes like good actors and stuff, right? When you can just tell what somebody's conveying by looking at their face. Like Roman has gotten really good at that.
Telling a story without a word.
Can a lot of people do that?
No. And
So when you
he
talk
is
about
getting
making money and champions and all that, that's all a part of it. And Roman Reigns has come a long way from when we first got introduced to him. Because remember, he was the muscle and the powerhouse of the Shield, the strong, silent type. You know what I'm saying?
bro. They Bobby Heenan managed Andre Stud and the list goes on. Heyman gets his props, but he's not the best salute. Okay, Andy, let's have this conversation. Because you also have Jim Cornette who managed Vader, Sid, Yokozuna, British Bulldog, and
It's
Owen
time.
Hart,
It's time.
right?
It's Vader
Um,
time.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Hart had I mean, I
See,
don't think Jimmy Hart had the
Heenan and
collective.
Andre. Did Andre even really need a manager? Andre was Andre. CM Punk was going to get fired. Paul Heyman asked them, "Give him to me. I know what to do with him." That's different.
So
Heyman got us to enjoy Roman Reigns after WWE shoved him down our throats for years. Let's not forget, people hated Roman. Roman couldn't get over, even with The Rock co-signing him when he won the Royal Rumble. And then
let's not
Brock
forget.
needed a piece. Brock was Brock. Let's not
He
get
needed a
that wrong.
mouthpiece
But Brock
badly.
needed a mouthpiece. See, Heyman fit and elevated people. No disrespect to Heenan and what he did. Andre was Andre. I could have managed Andre and got Andre over.
Time out
Heyman
though.
really
Time out. Let's not forget. Bobby Heenan also had Mr. Perfect at one time. Like the Heenan family
Oh, he
is some sick.
legend.
He had
Oh, I
yo,
didn't say
he was
Heyman was the GOAT. I'm just saying he's up. When people
no, but
talk
let's
managers,
have
you
this
gotta mention
conversation. Remember, last week it was theme songs. We done turned that shit to theme
you
songs.
gotta mention
This week
Paul Heyman when you mention managers. That's all I'm saying.
it might be who is the greatest, not who is the greatest manager, which manager had the greatest stable. Like you take from their slot, you put them in war games. The Heenan family, Jim Cornette, Camp Cornette, they were called Camp Cornette. The $1 Million Corporation. You know what I'm saying? Which I think would get wiped, but it's they had some their crown jewel, which was actually the word used by Ted DiBiase when he introduced them, was Sid. And yeah,
Andre
came
was
out.
part of that too.
No, not the $1 Million Corporation in 90 shit. Don't get me lying to you, but 95 ish. Because remember he had like comma. Who was King Kong Bundy? He had brought King Kong Bundy back in the $1 Million Corporation. I
That's
can't
what I'm
remember the
saying.
rest of
Like
them motherfuckers.
state, bro, Lesnar, Punk, and Reigns is a hard out for a lot of these
I'm
stables.
not
But
denying it.
but
Andy Chin tried to check that because he said, "Chill, Archie." Bobby Heenan managed Andre Stud, and the list goes on. He had Haku.
oh
Later down the road, he had Mr. Perfect. Haku was nasty. What was the tag team called? I can't remember their tag team. He teamed with Andre at WrestleMania 5, I think it was. I
no,
don't know.
bro, no disrespect to them at all. Those are yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
They like that. No, they like that. But I'm just saying. So hey, we could
I ain't
do
gonna
that.
lie. You're right. Paul Heyman had some like that. That three right there is a motherfucker.
And see, I don't. How much do we count the ECW guys in this?
They getting smoked. They getting smoked. You talking about this level of managing? Like even Ted DiBiase, you're getting smoked. You know who? You know who actually won't get smoked? Paul Bearer, Kane, Undertaker, Mankind. And at
That's
one point,
tough.
he even had Vader. But
That's a
that
hard
three
out.
right there is
That's a
is
hard
a
out.
hard. Yeah, yeah. Like he managed them three at one point. Damn. That that's I don't want to compare accolades, but as far as sitting aside the ring from the other side, I don't want to see those three. Not no man motherfucker. And he had the Mankind pulling out his hair, beating himself in the head and shit. He had the crazy Mankind.
All right, we
You
gonna.
didn't have Mr.
I'm
Stockton.
looking at this right now. I just looking at some online, and maybe they got it right, maybe they got it wrong. We talking about factions, but they're just as great as managers, right? They got 10,
Okay, okay.
and number 10 they got Miss Elizabeth.
Only because of her first being one of the first females.
Would you
Who
consider
she
Hogan
managed.
and Savage under her tutelage?
No.
All right,
Definitely I'll give her Savage. She okay, if I give her
Sensational
credit,
Sherry,
there's a motherfucker. But everybody she got them kind of young. Like she
Harlem
didn't have
Heat.
prime Shawn
She had
Michaels.
Harlem
Who?
Heat.
Yeah.
She
But
had
she
Ric
got him young.
Flair, Honky Tonk Man, Jake Roberts, Ted DiBiase, Macho King, HBK.
Natural King is definitely underrated.
That's a hard
Harlem
out.
Heat.
That's
I
a
would take her
hard out.
best. I would take her best bunch of that is Harlem Heat, Macho King, and HBK.
Now Ric Flair?
She had Intercontinental Championship HBK.
Okay, next up we got JJ Dillon.
No.
The Horseman?
Horsemen as a collective stable beating up groups that weren't other stables is what made the Horsemen great. But if you put the Horsemen in a group where everybody else in there is a group of elites, I don't think the Horsemen.
Rick and the Brain Busters? That's all right.
Yeah, but
Next
they.
we got
I don't see that four beating Andre Haku, uh, Big John Studd. Like I don't see it.
next up we got Paul Bearer. Just mentioned it.
Oh,
Like so far this list ain't bad. Then we
it
got
ain't bad. It's
I was gonna
definitely
mention him, but I got to the list first. Classy Freddie Blassie.
you forget about him. I don't even know all the people he managed. You gotta have to read them all.
Nikita Koloff, Peter Maivia, Andre Adonis, Jesse Ventura, The Sheik.
Hey, this is prime chic too, not that watered down version you caught in the late '80s.
But Andre Adonis, like, yeah, yeah, classy Freddie had some, yeah. Then we got Paul Heyman on the list. Just mentioned it.
Who else did he have outside of those big three? Because he's had others.
Heyman.
Yeah.
It said Midnight Express, Stunning Steve Austin, Andre Adonis, and Don Morocco.
I don't remember Don Morocco. But you know who also? Paulie Dangerously. When you do him as Paulie
That's what I
Dangerously in
said. That's
WCW,
ECW.
even before that in WCW, he had Lord Humongous, which is Psycho Sid.
That, Heyman is up there. Then we got Jimmy Hart.
Hart Foundation, Hogan at one point.
Honky Talk Man, King Kong Bundy, Greg the Hammer Valentine. That's a big
Greg the
part.
Hammer Valentine is great in regional wrestling.
I
Gets to
will
the
heart punch
WWE.
you in the.
No, he's great in regionals, but when WWE, it's the same thing with Junkyard Dog. It's the
Well,
same
you
thing
gotta
with
think
Dusty
about the
Rhodes.
time. It's different. If you was the man in the territory, you was a rock star.
Yeah,
Everything,
and that's what he
everything
was.
wasn't global like this, so we got to kind of consider the time too. So
No, I'm with you, but that's what I'm. When people say Greg the Hammer Valentine, that's almost like saying Rugged Ronnie Garvin, right? And people be like, Greg the Hammer Valentine wasn't shit, but it's like, nah, man,
he was
he
a
really. It's
guy.
like Jerry the King Lawler.
Jerry Lawler
Jerry the
is a
King
guy.
Lawler,
He's a guy.
yes. It's just when he got to WWE and the lights and all that, they dumbed them down.
It's just you don't, and that's my gripe with the WWE. They don't tell you about these people's past and
Previous,
why are
except
you
for Ric
here?
Flair and his 16 fucking titles that they
Okay.
don't do for nobody. I'm not getting into it.
Next
I'm not
up,
getting
we
into it.
got Captain Lou L. Bano. Forgot about Captain Lou. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
The
that didn't
British
even cross my mind.
Bulldogs and
Hey, that's with an S.
the Wild
That's not.
Samoans, the Head Shrinkers, Andre the Giant, Jimmy Snuka, and Hulk Hogan. That's
Oh
tough.
shit, I forgot about Hulk Hogan.
That's tough. That's a hell of a stable. Then you got Jim Cornette,
There he is,
mentioned
Camp
already.
Cornette.
And then the last one on this
Who,
list,
who,
hey,
who, who hold on, who Camp Cornette had? Because I remember Vader, Vader, Yokozuna, British Bulldog Owen Hart. He was on a crusade to kill Shawn Michaels at one point during that '96 run.
well, he had Smoky Mountain, so people came
Oh
through
yeah, yeah,
Smoky
yeah,
Mountain
yeah.
too. So
You know who the first person he managed was? Sensational Sherry when she was a
Camp
wrestler.
Cornette was Owen Hart, Vader, British Bulldog. That's tough.
Yeah,
That's a hard out.
yeah.
And then Cornette have the Midnight Express. Wasn't he with the Road Warriors for a minute?
That's Paul Ellering.
Paul Ellering. Okay.
Mr. Fuji had
What was
Demolition
the
though.
who was Cornette in the match with where he jumped from the scaffold and blew his knees out? Well, but number one on the list is, like my man said in the chat, Bobby, the Brain Heenan. I don't think you could argue
Andy
that.
Finn.
You can't argue that. I think 2 through 9 we can do some shuffling, but Bobby the Brain Heenan, man, like, come on.
Who they list for him? Because he got some. He got Rick Rude. He had Mr. Perfect. He
The
had Andre
Heenan
the Giant.
family. We got
Heenan
let's see,
family.
Andre the Giant, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, King
Forgot about
Kong
him.
Bundy, Rick Rude, Big John Studd, Mr. Perfect. It's
That's 6 incredible talents, and he's got others, but just that 6 alone is pretty. And all of them were champions under his tutelage guidance, whether IC champs, world champs, with the exception of like Paul Orndorff. Um,
Hogan, Andre, Paul Orndorff, King Kong Bundy, Rick Rude, Big John Studd, and Mr. Perfect.
or main event challengers. Vinny, I
That's
definitely was
that's
about to go
wild.
off the
That's
cliff.
wild. Bobby Heenan ain't talked about enough.
And it's unfortunate because he passed away too, from cancer and stuff. So rest in peace to Bobby Heenan. But
He
hey,
gave
for
us
manager,
he gave us everybody on this list gave us something. That's part of wrestling history. I always say the
Yeah.
managers make you can be made by a manager, a theme song, and a phrase. Managers are important. But you couldn't tell me Jimmy Hart wasn't the GOAT when I was a kid. He just looked the part. He had the mic, the megaphone with the jacket, and he was hyping him
Flamboyant
up.
jackets with the graffiti all like of whoever he was managing. He'd do 2 matches in a night sometimes, switching out for his
He
other
reminded me
guy
of Bill
and have a whole
Alfonso.
new.
When Bill Alfonso would come out there with Taz and Sabu blowing the whistle, going crazy. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
man, managers, we could do that too. But Bobby the Brain Heenan might just win that anyway, because you can't argue that roster and the success of it. So
Also, Bobby the Brain Heenan is one of the original goats on the commentary, bro. Go back and watch like '93
he's
wrestling,
on the first Raw
'94.
trying to get in the show, and he dressed up. They
Yeah,
wouldn't let him
because
in the
he was on a
building.
show called Prime Time before it was Raw. It was Prime Time.
They wouldn't let him in the
Um,
building. I remember that.
yeah,
So
and he gave
yeah, shout
Macho
out to
Man
the
a chance.
Brain, man. The Brain, Bobby the Brain Heenan. So who that was in the chat? You mentioned Brain. I was just saying, hey man, hell of the
Andy
roster.
Chin. Shout out
So
to Andy for bringing that up. Yeah,
yeah, shout
facts,
out you,
bro.
Andy. I like that. I like that. I like when we could get we do the recast, but when we get into the wrestling talk, hey, that's what we here for. Because we are fans, add to our podcast, but we are just wrestling fans and wrestling nerds. And I shout out to y'all for tuning in. But SmackDown wasn't bad tonight. Pretty good show.
I'm
We
not gonna
haven't
hold you.
said that in a long time. We haven't said that in a long time. But
I,
SmackDown,
I think they got one more SmackDown left. I think it's not gonna disappoint. I think it's gonna be very good next week. Before War Games. Before War Games. One more SmackDown before War Games.
yeah, because they have to give us the card,
True.
which we still don't know where Cody Raheem Rhodes stands on his card.
Cody Raheem Rhodes is crazy, but um,
I saw Dustin give his farewell thanks for the memories post his AEW, so I wouldn't mind seeing Dustin.
Ramp out.
Wouldn't mind
That in
seeing
that main
Dustin
event.
pop out and give us a reminder of why they call him the natural. You don't get to name the natural for nothing.
That's don't bring Goldust back. If you're gonna bring Goldust, don't even do it. Just don't do it, and don't have half your face painted like you're still kind of Goldustish.
So
Just be Dustin and Cody be Cody.
you think Tiffany cashing in, man? Like Stardust.
But you think you said do what? Do
You
Tiffany
think
what?
Tiffany
Cash in?
cashes in at War Games?
I hope so, and I would hope that you would because you have a chance to really fuck that match all the way up and cause so much turmoil and discontent because you're on the team with both champions. Do you really want to see your team win, or do you want to see one of them get beat to sleep? They got to throw up the
She
X.
cashes in during the match. How does that work? A new ref runs in and starts a singles match.
Mm, they should try it. Where the ref make a mistake, but hey, the ref is. They got to be like the ref's decision is final. He counted it. He said it was a one. You know what I'm saying? And
And then
do
you have to
something.
finish the match with her on your team after you just lost your title to her. That's crazy.
Oh,
Or she just
yo,
leaves. I told you she wins and runs through the crowd. Get up out of there.
D, who has the women's speed belt thingy? We don't know.
Who
You're gonna have
has
to
it?
chat GPT it.
It's Candice LeRae.
Is it? Hmm.
Yeah, I believe it's Candice LeRae.
Okay. Facts. Good job. Because
And
I didn't know.
Dragon Lee.
And Dragon Lee. Yikes.
Don't do that.
The belt that they don't bring on their shows is worthless.
Yeah, it's a weird thing with
Only
that
gets
speed title. If we're gonna see that hardcore title more than we see that speed title. Who's the
mm-mm.
first hardcore champ?
Ooh. Technically, was it Mankind?
No, I'm saying when they bring the new belt back,
Oh.
who do we think is going to be the new hardcore champion?
I think it needs to be somebody who I would like to see it be Pete Dunne. He wrestles hard matches,
I wasn't
brawls.
expecting that. And I wonder if it's gonna be like the old school hardcore where we actually, they weapons outside the ring. It was really pretty much a no DQ match.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know who's
That's
made
why
for
I don't
that,
want to
right?
see it on some technical motherfucker.
You know who's made for
Huh?
that? Bronson
Who?
Reed.
Oh yeah.
He's made for it. And see, he would steal the show every week doing with that because he did that with Braun Strowman. He did it with Seth Rollins. He did it with The Miz. He's been doing it, so that's his thing. I
Yes.
wouldn't mind seeing it, but
Well, but like I said, I also want to see someone if they can elevate it who's not a superstar. So you put a title on this guy, we see him week by week. We see his quality of work. It's kind of becomes like a workhorse championship, but not a standard match championship. And now it gives light to those guys. And you could even headline small cards with
bro,
that
that
title.
hardcore title was the shit back in the day, bro. Like
Yeah.
Road Dogg had it, Mankind had it, hardcore. Like when you saw a hardcore match, you low key got excited about it.
When I remember Hardcore Holly
And
getting
if you aren't
smashed
the best
fucked up.
wrestler, this is how you hide that.
Yes, yeah. And still
Because
have
me and I'm
quality
sure Road
matches.
Dogg Jesse James have the same moveset.
Yeah. And you can hide your flaws in a match like this and still put on top quality matches that people
Entertaining.
love.
Because it
Like
will
this,
be entertaining and it will be Netflix and it will be not
it will be
uncensored,
blood.
but there will be blood. Great movie, by the way. If you've never seen it, There Will Be Blood is a great, 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 great movie.
Yo, speaking of television movies, season finale of From this week. And I don't know what to say other than this. Sunday, 9 o'clock, Hall Prison Universe gonna be live. So
Say, don't call,
specialty,
don't
special.
text, don't do
Hey,
nothing. Don't
y'all see
call,
D?
don't text, don't do nothing.
Don't call me and don't call D either. 'Cause she gonna be on live with me. Can she pin all for the three? There she is. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be on live this Sunday night for the season finale of From, y'all. Tap in.
Yeah, I
However,
think I'm
comma.
gonna binge it this weekend because I'm like 3 episodes behind.
What?
Yeah, I'm behind. I've been moving and shaking, bro. Been moving and shaking, bro. You know that.
Hey, I don't blame you, brother. There's a lot going on. Speaking of moving and shaking, Montez Ford. Is this gonna be the start to a singles push? Him beating shit.
Who did he
Uh
beat?
Chia,
Oh,
Tomat, yep.
Tommaso Ciampa.
He beat him, which isn't a big deal to me. However, the heel turn of that breaking up DIY, maybe Montez Ford going single out of all this becomes a little
Tommaso
bit bigger.
Ciampa in NXT is one of the greatest heels and champions you will ever see on a brand. Him and Johnny Gargano's feud in NXT is one of the best feuds ever. And when I'm watching Tommaso, that's what I'm thinking about. Him and Goldie. He used to call the title Goldie, right? But again, he was another wrestler who fell victim of one, the size factor in WWE, and two, injuries. But Tommaso Ciampa, amazing. Montez Ford has star power. He has star quality. He looks the part. He can wrestle. He's good on the mic. He's just tied to a tag. So
Super tied.
if
And
Jay
here's the thing I
Uso
want to
got 4 weeks as IC champion, how much time do you think Montez Ford will realistically get?
shit, they ain't gonna give him none at the rate they going. I think I was happy to see this. I want to see the breakup. I want to see each
You
superstar do
want
their
to see
own
the
thing.
Street Profits break up?
Yeah. You just got them in limbo. They just
Hey,
wrestle matches. I
hey,
don't expect
hey!
them to win.
Shout out to B Fab. She been putting in work. She's looking with a few more tweaks and turns. B Fab might surprise a lot of people. She's tied to the Street Profits, so you want them to just blow the whole thing up.
Yeah, it's not working. Like, here's why. You
Wait,
need
wait.
some
Here,
singles guys to go
answer
at
this
Cody.
question first, right?
Mhm.
What happened to the Street Profits? They were champs. They came in hot. They came up from NXT built in. They were a huge part of the Thunderdome COVID era. So what happened to the Street Profits? Why aren't they so like what happened?
Victims of bad writing. Victims of bad writing, and
You know what? The Street Profits, I think the problem is kind of like Jaleel White, right? I know him as Jaleel White, but some people just know the guy as Urkel. I think the party hardy hype man gimmick is hard to get away from. It's hard to
I
get
also
away from.
think 4 years of holding belts is insane. You can't find a combat sport where motherfuckers hold the belt for that long that fight on a routine basis. And when you do, they're really, really special. So you can say Roman's really special, but why not just give him a 2 year run, year and a half run?
You know, WWE loves numbers. They love numbers. They love streaks. They love titles. But yeah, Street Profits. I don't know what you do with them, and I don't want to see them fight and go against each other. I don't want to see a breakup like that. Don't give
Well,
me
I
the
don't want to see the Shawn Michaels thrown to the
yeah,
glass.
don't give me the Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels breakup. Speaking of Marty Jannetty, we did interview Marty Jannetty right here on Azura Podcast. In case you didn't know, one of our interviews in our vault. We have a lot of them, from Marty Jannetty to Bret Hart to Trick Williams to Kane to Mick Foley to Booker T. We've interviewed them all right here. So if you're new to the channel, check out our interview playlist and our hot tag playlist. So, but yeah, Street Profits, and it seems like DIY might be splitting up because the Motor City Machine Guns came out to save Johnny Gargano tonight.
I
So
didn't realize how small they were till today when they stood next to the Street Profits.
yeah,
I'm
they
like, shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm the Street Profits, I'm mad too. How these midgets come in here and just take the titles? We, you know, I think I would want to see DIY, not DIY, Motor City Machine Guns versus Street Profits at Survivor Series in an elimination tag title match. So as soon as one of them gets eliminated, it's a 2-on-1. So
yeah,
whoever can
it's
get that
just
first
and
pin,
see these are matches you need at Survivor Series. These are
yeah,
matches you need at War Games. You don't need the big spectacle of that we're getting. That's how you bring it back to the traditional Survivor Series match. Give me one side of heels, give me one side of faces, or give me just one side the brand split, which is non-existent. And so I would just love to see a classic Survivor. I used to get hyped for Survivor Series matches. It was like teams you would never put. It was like a fantasy draft almost.
yo, who is your best Survivor Series team that's happened so far?
You put me
I
on the
have two
spot.
in
I
mind.
can't
I
even,
can
bro.
think of
You talking 30, 40 years of wrestling fandom.
it's a lot. It's a lot of teams, but there's two
Yeah,
that stand out in my mind. One was a 4-man tag, and it was called the Warriors. They were supposed to take on the perfect team, but the Warriors was they had first of all on one team they had the world heavyweight champion and the current intercontinental champion at that time, Ultimate Warrior and Kerry Von Erich, Texas Tornado, and then they had the Road Warriors.
Devon
And
Eric's, man, one of the most beautiful, ugly stories in wrestling, man. God,
yeah,
Von Eric's. You know how many times my uncle squeezed my head, put me in the iron claw when I was a kid.
and then the other team was the Triple H, Hardys, Shawn Michaels, and CM Punk. And they had a clean sweep. They didn't even lose a guy in that match. I can't
Bro,
remember who they even
survivors.
wrestled.
See, and this is a perfect time. This is when you let the Wyatt Six shine. Like they have the potential to do the thing, but they have this huge story and investment in the bloodline that can pay off at any time. So, but I'm watching.
You have a team like the Wyatt Six not competing on Survivor Series, you've
That's
missed the
made for
mark.
them.
Just go ahead
You
and
could
take them
do
back to the
any
ballpark.
kind of match with them. Like it's perfect for them. It's perfect. It's made for them to shine. Put them in a cage. Put them in a cinematic match. Let's have a Survivor Series Funhouse match. Something crazy, something weird, but
Anything. You're
it's
right.
made for
You're
them.
right.
So,
Shit's
and Bo
insane, bro.
Dallas with that beard, that's creepy.
It is. It is. I think he looked the part when he's like that, though.
Nah, he look
Real
he
good.
reminds me of Bray, man, and it makes me sad. I don't want my wrestling sad. I don't want my wrestling sad. But no one would make me sad if y'all didn't tune into these recaps because we are here Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays for the recaps. We recap all WWE events during the main event, and we have original and new content throughout the week. I've been posting on my timeline some of the stuff. I forgot some of the stuff we've done, but we got more on the way. You got anything else? HP SmackDown was pretty good tonight. It's Friday. We don't want to hold y'all. I hope this week was good to you and good for you. I got to go catch up on speaking of this Sunday, Hall Preezy Universe, that beautiful cup, the merch man over there, Hall Preezy Universe. That's HP's channel where he covers, it started with Marvel and movies and it's grown to this new show. It's damn near, I want to say, a phenomenon called From. If you haven't seen it, if you don't have time to invest in something and you don't have a lot of questions, you don't watch it. But if you enjoy it, it's science fiction, it's a little comedy, a little fantasy, a little romance. Oh, it's some romance in there. It's a good show. So check it out. It's called From, and HP and D, they cover it they watch it live. So you can watch it live with them, tap in.
There she is.
And you can chat and follow along with the show. It's a good show.
We hit you right back, and we be hitting the actors. I got actors from the show following, and we might have a big surprise for this week for the season finale. But it's the season finale, so you're like, dang, if I like the show, what I'm gonna do? Keep tuning in to Hall Prison Universe. We're gonna have a special thing that starts the week after, where I'm breaking down. I haven't had a name the show yet. However, I'm gonna be doing a comparison of a complete analysis of From cast crew invading worlds, swapping worlds with the people from The Walking Dead.
Oh man,
So could
see,
Boyd and his
now
crew,
you speaking my language,
can Boyd and his crew handle, you know what I'm saying, being intercepted, worlds get
That's your
swapped.
Survivor
So in this,
Series match, Boyd and his crew versus Rick and his crew.
Rick Grimes
Rick,
and
Daryl,
company.
Carol, and who else?
Yo, you got Rick, Daryl, but remember, I got the original crew because they're only on season 3. So I got the
So you got
original crew.
you got Q Dog.
I got Shane.
What's his name? Was Q Dog? O Dog?
Oh, Q Dog is in there too. Merle with his brother Daryl. You know what I'm saying?
Merle is he's
Yeah.
always good. This guy is always good in anything he does. So
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name though, but yes. Yes. Anything he does. Yes.
hey,
That
that's a
actor
hell
is
of a Survivor Series match, Joy. I'm
yeah,
tuning
yeah,
into
yeah.
that. I gotta
Absolutely.
tune
So
in anyway
definitely
because
tap
I'm
in.
a few episodes behind. I'm a few episodes behind because I've been in the studio working on some new things. And if you didn't know, I make music. Got a pretty good album out right now called Good Karma. Good Karma by the Archie
Tap
Carter
into the
is
good karma
streaming
on
on all
all
platforms. If
streaming
you're having a
platforms.
bad day, you're having a good day, and you want to have a gooder day. You like anime, wrestling, good positive inspirational rap, bars, beats, dope rhymes. I don't know what else to tell you. Check out Good Karma by the Archie Carter. But we will be back.
One more
What you got?
plug. I got to do one more plug. And do not forget, I mean, he ain't here this week, but the podcast chief, make sure you check out his channel, DNA GMDW. And he has a new podcast with Goods called the I Disagree. They
And
talk about everything
they be talking crazy.
they talk crazy.
I'm in the comments like I don't know these guys because I don't disagree. I don't agree with nothing they say. They be pissing me off. I'm just gonna say it. So
Hey, definitely tap in. It's a lot going on
a
between the
lot
Archie
going
Carter's
on,
album,
but we
the
always
Hall
make
Quiz
sure we're
Universe, and I
here
Disagree podcast.
Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. We will always be here live. During the week is always some new content coming. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, like I always say, I hope this week is good to you and good for you. And I hope this weekend is everything you need it to be and want it to be. We will tap back in this Monday for the Monday Night Raw recap. Shout out to Andy Chin. I like the comments. I like the knowledge. Andy, if you're new to the channel, check out our interviews. Our latest interview we just dropped last Sunday was with Vince Russo. Before that, it was Bret Hart. Before that, it's Kurt Angle. We have the last interview with Psycho Sid himself. Rest in peace to Psycho Sid. We had the last interview with him. We have interviews with Kane, Booker T, You like AEW?
Henry,
We got
Swerve Strickland.
Paige, Swerve Strickland. You like old WCW? We got, we've interviewed. We got Eric Bischoff.
Hey,
I think Sunday we have DDP. You like ECW? We got
yeah.
Raven on here. We have the Sandman on here. We cover wrestling. So check out our interviews. If you like original content, Andy, we have a show called Double Up where we take one wrestler and we compare characters. The first episode was Razor Ramon versus Scott Hall. We did Big
Compare
Show.
characters that guy has done or gal.
Yeah, we
Compare,
did
you know what
Big
I'm
Show
saying?
versus Giant. You get it, right? And we take a minute and we argue the pros and the cons. And at the end, we debate and say whose character was best. We even had Booker T on his episode of Double Up telling us who he thought was his best character. So check out Double Up. They Got Us. We have a show called They Got Us. And I got questions like this. When did you
I think we
realize
gotta get hot on that too.
when did you
So we gotta add that
realize
to the list.
Yokozuna wasn't Japanese? When did you realize Kane and Undertaker weren't brothers, right? So we have a bunch of original content. So I'm talking to you, Andy, and anybody who's tuning in new to this channel. And maybe you didn't even know. You've been watching for a while. You didn't know. We have a lot of new content. And we just happen to do live recaps Monday, Tuesdays, Fridays, and whenever there's a WWE event or program. We recap Who Killed WCW. We recap the WrestleMania 40. Like, it's a lot of wrestling content for people who really just enjoy wrestling. So thanks for the subscription, Andy. Means the world to us. And everybody that's already subscribed and new subscribers. This is what we do. This is the Attitude Era podcast. I am the Archie Carter. That's King HP. Hit the notification button because aside from these recaps, we can go live at any time when anything happens. But we do appreciate y'all. And again, have a great weekend. We will see y'all Monday live unless something happens. And maybe that DDP interview drops Sunday. But you got to hit the notification button to know. So we'll see y'all then. I said a lot. I've talked too much. I got to go catch up on From so I don't be lost when HP and D be going crazy this Sunday. But thank y'all again. Be safe. We'll see y'all later. Peace.